here we are in Leith, just outside Edinburgh in Scotland, for a night of nautical wonderment at the best, according to Tripadvisor, and certainly one of the most unique hotels in Edinburgh, Fingal. Well, it's not in Edinburgh per se, but in Leith, the hip and trendy port district just outside of the city, which officially became part of Edinburgh in 1920. Oh, that's 100 years ago this year. Home to the Royal Yacht Britannia and many swanky restaurants, including celebrity chef Tom Kitchen's The Kitchen, it's a cool district to explore away from the grandeur of Edinburgh city centre. For the uneducated visitor, Fingal looks every inch at ultra-luxury cruise ship, enjoying a beautiful retirement as a floating hotel after a lifetime of cocktail sipping, caviar quaffing, well-heeled and wealthy guests frequenting her immaculate decks and suites. Nothing could be further from the truth. Fingal's former life as a Northern Lighthouse Board supply vessel was long, hard and extremely treacherous at times, and for 36 years after her commissioning in 1963, she serviced the west and northern coasts of Scotland. Following that, and after 14 more years in the much calmer waters of the River Fal in Cornwall, she was purchased by the Royal Yacht Britannia Trust, and work began on completely transforming her into the luxury hotel she is today, to complement the Trust's other pride and joy, Her Majesty the Queen's retired Royal Yacht Britannia, which is permanently moored a stone's throw away from Fingal's own permanent mooring. This incredible vessel opened to the public in January 2019 after a £5 million makeover, with 23 bedroom cabins including 4 duplex cabins and an exquisite Skerryvore suite named after one of the most beautiful lighthouses in the world. In fact, each cabin is affectionately named after one of the Stevenson Lighthouses she originally serviced as a lighthouse ship. The Stevenson family designed all of Scotland's lighthouses, and Robert Stevenson's grandson, famous Scottish writer Robert Louis Stevenson, was inspired by his visits with his grandfather to remote lighthouses to write Treasure Island and Kidnapped. To name the cabins after these historic lighthouses is an original and inspired touch, and photographs of each of them decorate the walls of the cabin corridors. They're fascinating to look at and really capture the drama of these dangerous and isolated buildings and the extreme conditions Fingal had to deal with in reaching them. The duplex cabins are beautifully designed into the curved hull of the stern. The upstairs has a small seating area and the spiral staircase leads down into the main living space, and it is simply stunning. Everywhere you look there are brilliant little detailed nods to her nautical heritage, and the materials used feel solid and expensive. Each and every headboard in every cabin is bespoke made with an embossed map of the lighthouse's location and topography surrounding it. Literally no detail is overlooked here. Our own cabin, Cape Wrath, is naturally smaller than the duplex suites, but nonetheless enticing and luxurious. With the same level of detail and care put into every last inch of space. Here, take a look for yourself. The beds are high, so they've even given you a little stool to use if you're having trouble reaching the summit. The public areas are equally as stunning as the cabins, with seemingly no expense spared in providing the guests with details to gawp, grin and wonder at. Here's a quick tour, which includes the engine room, which the Trust has opened up by installing a glass public viewing gantry above the engines. Now, you'd expect that with an environment as pretty as this, there would be high expectations that the food in the Lighthouse restaurant would be as exceptional as the settings. Dining at Fingal is not cheap. The prices are about mid-range for this kind of establishment, and we were not disappointed with the quality of the dishes. In fact, they were pretty delicious. Here's a visual summary of what we enjoyed. Breakfast is included in your bed and breakfast rate, and here's the breakfast we had, which was no less as delicious as the evening meal. There's very little to find fault with on board Fingal. It's costly to stay on, and if we really had to criticise anything in the interests of a fair and balanced review, I'd say that the cabins, with just portholes, can be a little bit dark without any kind of view, although that's part of the structure of the ship, and as such, you know what you're going to get. Also, it's not in the centre of Edinburgh, so as fantastic as it is, we'd really only stay here for 2 nights maximum, as there's relatively little to do once you've walked around Leith, visited the Royal Yacht, tickets for which are complimentary with your stay, and done some shopping in the local mall. It's a small hotel with limited facilities, but then you knew that when you booked your stay, so it's no surprise. Lastly, you can't charge your electric car here, but now I'm really splitting hairs. In summary though, Fingal surpassed our expectations. So much thought, passion, detail and love has gone into her transformation, you can't fail to fall in love with her too. The staff are utterly brilliant and share that enthusiasm and love. They are just so welcoming and eager to show Fingal off to you. It's #1 on Tripadvisor for a reason. If you're visiting Scotland and have a decent hotel budget, Fingal is somewhere you must stay, even just for 1 night. More so if you love ships, lighthouses, fine food, and have an appreciation for the unique. Fingal pushes all those buttons and more. Thank you for watching. Please consider subscribing and liking this video because it really helps us, and we've got lots and lots and lots more to show you. So please subscribe. Or did I mention subscribing? Oh, please subscribe and press that like button. Thank you very much.